Welcome to Cory's Conscious Living. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Lay down and get still as a bug in a rug. Close your eyes if you want to, so that you can imagine all the different things I'm talking about as I tell you a very cool story. Tonight we're going on an adventure with Kati and Dillon once again. Kati and Dillon have a very secret, special arrangement. When their parents go to sleep at night, they have a rug in their room that's a magical carpet. No one in the entire world knows about this carpet except Kati and Dillon. Kati and Dillon had received a very secret message in their dreams. They both woke up 2 days ago and had the exact same dream. A dream telling them that they were needed in a very unusual place in the world. They were needed by the Secret Sisters. Now let me explain. All that Kati and Dillon knew was they had to get on their magical carpet, set in secret coordinates that no one knew about, only the magical sisters, which were the people that had sent them the message in their dream that they were needed for a very important mission. Kati and Dillon didn't even ask questions. They knew the importance of their next mission just from how serious their dream was. And when they shared their dream with each other the next morning on their bus to school, all of the details were the same. They saw the same things, they heard the same things, they were told to write down the same coordinates. They knew that it was very important, so they didn't need to ask any questions. They'd been preparing for the trip for 2 days, and it came to the evening where they were going to go on their mission. They sat across from each other on their favorite rug in their bedroom. They sat in crisscross applesauce. Both of them held each other's hands as they rested on their knees. They looked each other in the eyes and said their very secret statement. When we count to 10, we will be ready to journey again. With that, they both closed their eyes at the same time and started the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The carpet started to jiggle and move at the base. It felt familiar to them as they had journeyed many times on this carpet before. And then all of a sudden the carpet started to shake just a little bit stronger and raise up off the ground a couple of inches. A couple of inches more, a couple of inches more, and then just like lightning, they were off on their journey, flying through the sky once again. As they flew through the sky, they watched the world down below. It was like they could see the world and the people in the world, yet to everyone down below, they were invisible, moving way too fast, just like a shooting star. And as they traveled over different parts of the world, both of them would look down and say, "There's Marin and his dog Champ. They're in the Philippines." And then they would journey some more. "There's Sophia and her red panda in China." And then they would journey some more. "There's Poppy and her French bulldog, Bonnie. And Bonnie, look, Bonnie's making friends with Wilbur and Tally and Hattie. They look like they're having so much fun." And they would journey some more, and as they journeyed through over different parts of the world, they would go through different time zones. So sometimes it was daytime, and sometimes it was afternoon, and sometimes it was evening, and they flew and flew. Oh, look, there's Sophie. Sophie's cuddling her koala bear. Her koala bear's named Koala Walla. What a cute name. Koala Walla, and she's such a cute little koala bear. They're in Australia, and then zoom, they would keep flying past another part of the world. But this journey, the coordinates sent them somewhere very, very different. They started to fly higher on their carpet, much higher than they'd ever been before, higher to the point that they started to fly through the stars. They saw stars and planets, and they flew higher still, even higher still, until they seemed to break through some kind of energy field. And then all of a sudden, the carpet said in its actions as it just stopped that they were there. They were exactly where they were supposed to be. They had journeyed to the astral plane. The astral plane is an energy field that can't be seen with your eyes down here on earth. The astral plane is a place in a different dimension, a different place and time. We sometimes go there when we dream, but Kati and Dillon were there on a very important mission. As they sat there very still on their magical carpet, something caught Kati's eye. It looked like a flying star coming towards them very, very quickly, and then all of a sudden, a magical carpet just like theirs was parked directly in front of them with two girls on it. The girls were called Summer and Milla Roe. "Welcome," they said. "Welcome to the astral plane." Summer and Milla Roe had many different adventures on their magical carpet, but this one was the most important one that they'd ever taken part in, and they needed help. They started to explain to Kati and Dillon what the mission was all about. This mission involved the grid. The grid was like a cage of energy that's all around Earth. If you can imagine Earth, and then all around Earth is this big golden net, like a big golden grid, and it's made of magical energy. That grid has a very important role. The grid around the Earth is almost like a protection for Earth. Just like we wear clothes down here on Earth, humans wear clothes and animals have fur. And they act as a protection. If we fall down, they keep us warm, they protect us, all of those things. The grid, the golden grid around Mother Earth is like her clothing, like her protective shield. Kati and Dillon were completely enthralled, very, very quiet, being very intent and listening to all of the details that the secret sisters were sharing. "The grid needs our help," said Summer. "There's certain parts of the grid that are damaged. Just like if we got a hole in our jeans or a hole in our shoes, or something happened and an animal's fur went bald and fell out. The grid was just like that, and it needed our help in certain parts of the world." Dillon said, "How are we supposed to help? What's our job with the grid? I mean, me and Kati have never even seen the grid before. What do we do? How do we fix it?" "Good questions," said Milla Roe. "Very good questions, and all will be revealed in time. First of all, follow us and we'll show you where the grid is." The carpets both started to move at the same time, and Kati and Dillon followed very closely behind the secret sisters. The carpets went through what looked like a black tunnel, and it went on for about 30 seconds. Complete darkness. At one point, Kati was a little bit nervous, but Dillon just reassured her and held her hand and made her feel safe. And then before you know it, they were back in a place where they could see all around them. What they saw was unbelievable. It was like nothing Kati and Dillon had ever seen or ever imagined. The grid was gold, just like the sisters had said. And it was like crisscross lines all around the world, like a big gold net. It was breathtakingly beautiful, and the gold was very, very bright, like a bright golden light, and it shimmered as far as their eyes could see. There in the astral plane, time and travel wasn't like it is down here on Earth. They could travel around the world, the entire world, the entire Earth, in just 10 seconds if they wanted to. They could move that fast. And the sisters took them around the world so that it saw the grid in its completion, in its whole form. And as they were flying around the world, yes, Kati and Dillon could see that certain parts of the grid were damaged. Where the lines crisscrossed, the lines had almost broken apart, as if the cage had broken. Dillon shouted to the sisters and asked the sisters, "What causes this?" Summer said, many things can cause the grid to be damaged. Most of it, unfortunately, is things that happen on Earth. Big things, negative things. It's almost as if Earth gets bruised and damaged by people's behavior sometimes. When people don't look after the Earth, then she gets damaged, and her grid gets damaged and broken. We need to help her to build the grid back together. Dillon said, "What happens when the grid's damaged? How do we even know that the grid's damaged there down on Earth? How do we even know that we're hurting Mother Earth? We can't really see it. No one can see this golden grid with their real eyes unless they travel to the astral planes, like we get to do right now. What happens when the grid is damaged?" Milla Roe looked at Dillon and said, "Very serious things can happen. Things like earthquakes, tsunamis, droughts, hurricanes, all of the things that happen on Earth that can be very, very scary for the people. They can be partially caused by the damaged effects of the sacred grid around Earth. So if we can fix the grid and heal the grid, then we can help to lessen the chance that there will be hurricanes and disasters and droughts and all of the things that happen on Earth that sometimes make people very scared and sometimes can be very dangerous. We need to come together right now on our carpets and fix the grid. That's why we sent you the message in the dream, said Milla Roe. That's why this is so important. It's crucial that we try and mend the grid. Kati said, "But how? How do we mend the grid?" Summer smiled at Kati and said, "We send the grid love." "That's it?" said Dillon. "We just love the grid?" Well, yes, really, that's all we have to do. The more love that we can create in our hearts, the more love and joy that the people on Earth can create in their hearts, the more happiness and peace will spread around the world. The more love that we give to one another helps to heal Earth. She gets well again. So instead of being sick and poorly and tired and damaged, when we love her and we send love to each other, the grid automatically, magically starts to heal itself, and the broken parts of the grid start to mend and come back together just by being more loving. Dillon and Kati looked at them selves and looked at each other and looked at the sisters and looked everywhere around and said, well, we're really good at love because we really love each other. And we really love our family, and we love our friends, and we love our pets, and we love our everything. We love the trees, and we love the oceans, and we don't litter, and we're really good. The sisters said, exactly. That's why we called upon you. You're here because you're good at loving. Right, said Kati. What do we do? All you have to do, said Summer, is close your eyes and imagine your heart growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And as your heart grows bigger and bigger and bigger and gets bigger to the point where it feels like it's bursting out of your chest, and it gets bigger and bigger and spreads into your room and around you and above you and below you, and it gets bigger and bigger, and you get so much love in your heart, just like the Grinch, where it grows 3 times bigger than it should be. You imagine all of that love fixing the grid together, just like a puzzle piece. And as the grid comes together and mends and heals, you see the world getting healthy and happy and strong and calm and peaceful, filled with love. Kati and Dillon and the Secret Sisters did just that. They sat there for the longest time in meditation with their eyes closed, focusing on their hearts growing bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger than they would ever possibly think their hearts could get. And as they did this, the grid started to almost pulse in and out, and it got brighter and brighter. The gold seemed to get even brighter and stronger, and there were certain parts of the grid that they could see with their eyes actually coming together and mending and fixing and healing from all of the love that they were giving to the grid and Mother Earth. The Secret Sisters said, if you can do this, if you can close your eyes and focus on your heart and send the world love just for a few minutes every day when you wake up in the morning before you even get out of bed. You close your eyes and you see your heart getting bigger and bigger and bigger, filling the whole world with love. If you can tell your friends to do this, if you can tell your neighbors to do this, if you can spread the world and spread the word and tell the entire world somehow, one person at a time, if every single person on earth sent earth love and sent each other love just for a few minutes every morning, we could change the world. We could help to stop disasters. Wow, said Kati and Dillon. We're on it. We can definitely do that. And we can spread the message to as many people as we possibly can, we promise. And with that, the sisters parted and went their way into their secret world in the astral plane. Off, I'm sure, on another adventure very shortly. Dillon and Kati come back through Earth, come back back down through the stars, flew over Australia and China and everywhere they went to get there. And when they opened their eyes, they found themselves back in their bedroom, holding hands, facing each other on the magical carpet. Dillon looked at Kati and said, "Wow, how cool was that?" Kati just smiled. She never said a word. She jumped into bed. Dillon jumped into bed. They both fell asleep very, very quickly. The next morning when they woke up, they spent just a few minutes focusing with their eyes closed in meditation, seeing their hearts growing bigger and bigger and bigger, sending love out to the world. Then they got up, got dressed, had their breakfast, and went to school, just like any normal kid would do. The end. Okay, snuggle down. It's time for you to go to sleep now. Time to rest, maybe dream and travel to the astral planes. That would be really cool. Let your entire body start to relax. If you want to, you can imagine that you're up there in the stars, floating weightless in the sky. Your whole body feeling light as a feather, just bouncing around in the sky. Completely relaxed. You can imagine that you can see the earth way, way, way down below. All you can make out is the greens and the blues of the earth. And you're just up there relaxing, floating between the stars and the moon. You're relaxing more and more with every breath. Just breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. And as you float around in the stars, you can imagine your heart growing bigger and bigger and bigger, feeding the whole world down below with all of your love.